It is week 5 of the qualifiers for World of Dance, and I have to tell you guys, it was a fresh embodiment of a royal flux.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, you guys, welcome on into AfterBuzz TV here, World of Dance. As we mentioned before, it is week 5 of the qualifiers. We are still going through all these qualifiers. So many great dancers. I'm Kristyn Burtt. Thank you so much for joining us. And every once in a while, I'm a little clever on my teases.
My mouth is still open. I was like, that was amazing. How long did that take you to come up with that?
Just a couple seconds, actually. Yeah. I was like, I got to do something fun and a little bit different.
Wow,
but Kim Davey, welcome back.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, hi, everyone. So excited for episode 5. We are slowly getting through all these qualifiers.
We're about halfway through.
Slowly but surely. Super excited to be here today. So I'm keen to get into it, but I'm also keen because we have a new person.
Yes, we do. Welcome to the show,
Yay.
Shannon.
Thanks so much. I'm so stoked. And we're going to just have a dance party every week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys, this is Shannon O'Connor.
Hey.
She has a dance background, so don't you worry. She's going to keep up with us.
Dance
Not a
teacher.
problem.
Yes.
Yes, we are all good about that. Since we are about halfway through the qualifiers here at this point, how are you guys feeling so far on season 2 at the halfway point?
The halfway point. I'm so excited. There's some amazing acts that just stand out for me from the last few weeks. And
Okay, I want to know, since at the halfway point, tell us who.
well, the Japanese
Fabulous Sisters.
Fabulous Sisters.
Yep.
Thank you. The Japanese
I'm
Fabulous
like, give me a
Sisters.
second, Fabulous
I'm like,
Sisters.
they were like this. Fabulous Sisters. They were amazing, and I can't wait to see them again. Interestingly enough, tonight I want to see more what the Embodiment can do, because that is a pack of fantastic dancers. So there's just so many good ones coming through, and of course the New Zealand team. I want the New Zealanders,
the Bratis.
yeah, the Bratis, to make it. Amazing. I just can't wait. I wish we could just sit there and watch the whole thing in one day and just back-to-back shows.
Why can't we binge watch this?
Yeah, can we binge watch this?
Dear
please?
Anisi,
Yeah, for
binge
real.
watch. How about you? What are you thinking so far?
So, I don't know. Like, I think it's more emotional for me this season. I don't know. Like, it's almost tear-jerking, like all the different stories, and it's a little more motivating and inspirational. So, I'm actually loving that aspect of it. And even the duos. I think there's more duos that are just more intricate that I'm really loving. So.
I feel like there's a lot of Keone and Mari influence on
Yeah,
this season.
definitely.
I mean, you feel it for sure.
Yeah.
I also think you probably feel more emotionally invested because there's time. Last year it was like flying through each episode, and then before you knew it, the 10 weeks was over and we were done. So yeah. I mean, if it was last year, we'd be halfway through the season. That's crazy. So we've got 16 seasons. Yeah, 16 seasons, 16 episodes.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. It's a long day. I've been here. All right, let's kick it off with the first group of the night, which of course was Embodiment. And I gotta let you guys know, if you don't know Rudy Abreu, you should. Season 11 from So You Think You Can Dance, whom I adore. I did have him on my show to the point back when they were in the middle of taping World of Dance. What? So we were like, there's something big coming up, but we can't say because the cast was not announced. But he had already made it through this first round. So he knew that he was going back for the duel at that point. So I was like, oh, this is so interesting. So he was kind of in the thick of it. And this was alluded to, but they didn't really focus in on it. He took a leave of absence from the J-Lo show. And J-Lo encouraged him. She really wanted him to do this. But they had to replace him, and he was concerned, and this is a valid concern in this industry, that they would like the replacement better. And when the show, whatever his time was up, and he headed back to, J-Lo's show, that they would say, we want the replacement instead. It is a risk, but he was willing to take the risk. He gave up. J-Lo played the night before the Super Bowl. He gave up that opportunity, which is always, it's a big deal. The Saturday night show oftentimes means that the act is going to do the Super Bowl maybe in the next couple years. So I think for him, he was super nervous, but all right, I want to hear your thoughts on this because it's really it's fascinating. Oh, and I want to say that the collective, because it's so unusual to have a men's collective, it originally was created, the technique that Rudy uses, by Chris McCarthy, who is a London-based dancer. But now Rudy is officially like the founder and director of this group.
Oh, that's amazing.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
And the To The Point is like, it's a fascinating one because Rudy is, I forget how young he is. He's only 22.
Gosh,
What?
is it?
Yes, and he's very, very savvy about artistry in this industry that I just never was at that age. So
Yeah.
you guys take it away.
Oh, yeah, you go.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, honestly, I mean, I think he made a good move because he's obviously really trying to prove to Jennifer as well, like what he has what it takes to be a choreographer.
Yes.
And she seemed to like him tonight, so that was good. But overall, I was just like, yes, the whole entire performance, because not often do you see such a sizable male troupe where we've got the contemporary and they're also talented and they work for, as we know, Celine Dion and obviously in J-Lo's show, just to have a group of dancers that are already so successful, males just rocking the stage. I just loved it so much. And I was highly disappointed with their scores. I could not believe the scores.
They were really kind of gross.
It was ridiculous. But I mean, I would want to go to a show every night where I could just watch a full male cast, because it's the minority in the industry, let's be honest. And just, oh my God, breathtaking. Absolutely stunning. Honestly, can I tell you any more how much I loved it? I mean, just that amount of males all completely together in sync with those moves and their bodies just so sculpted. Oh my God.
Well, and proving that you can make a dance about men without sexuality coming into play.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be masculine. It doesn't have to be feminine. It just has to be, it's just athletes out there.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And you just feel really good about watching it and you see the strength. And then we don't have to read anything else into it.
Yeah, and that many guys with that much technique all on one stage, all together in sync.
Right.
We don't see that very often.
No, we don't.
Do we? So that's what I loved about
Yeah.
it.
Well, and you said the key thing, athletes. And I think that was like a theme throughout the whole night was these athletic dancers, because dancing is a sport, people. Like, let's be real.
There's a reason ballroom's called dance sport. I mean, and they've tried to get it as an Olympic sport for years. It hasn't worked yet.
Exactly. Well, I give so much props to Rudy. I can't imagine what it's like to choreograph something and also be in the dance. Like, I feel like that would be really complicated to do. So overall, I think it was amazing, and they were so underrated. I feel like the judges, we were fangirling really hard over watching that dance, because everything was just like, whoa. And they also really bashed them on their the music choice.
Yes.
And I loved it, because I was like, they don't need the tick, tick, tick in the music, because they are creating that with their bodies. Like, they don't need the music for it. So I don't know. So I didn't really agree with the judges a lot on their dance.
I forgot. I forgot, guys. I have an article coming up with Rudy tomorrow on Dance Network.
Cool.
So it's about this today, and it's about the judging and stuff like that. So you guys will be able to hear a little bit of his words in the follow-up, because he did mention that, he goes, my style is a little bit more staccato. He's like, where Derek would move through the music, and he goes, I think it's a valid note. He goes, I'm not sure if it necessarily worked for how I choreograph.
Yeah.
And so
Interesting.
I think that you have to take some things that work for you and to the next round, and then you have to take some things going right now that is just not, maybe it'll come into the big picture at some point, but for this competition, like, that's not a note that I can take at this point.
Yeah.
And that's cool if you can actually make that decision as well. You don't have to take everything the judges say, because it's your career, your life, your decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the scores, starting with Neo, of course, 80, 88 from Jennifer, and 86 from Derek. And there were a lot of 80s from Neo tonight. And I know that this wasn't all linear because they cut it up and chop it up into one show. But
I feel like he was just like on the fence, didn't actually want to make a decision and wanted to be safe, let them through, and the others make the decision for him.
it feels very non-committal, doesn't it?
Yes, very non-committal.
84.7 was their average. And of course, they are making it onto the duels, which we will see in August. That is true. The duels start August 1st. So, and by the way, Rudy is coming on the show in August, you guys. Yes. I'm full of surprises on Rudy
I know,
tonight.
wow.
I was like, and by the
Number
way-
one fan.
I was like, by the way, boom, let me drop that. Boom. I was like,
And she doesn't tell us anything either. We just have to find out live on air as well, which is
I forgot all these
exciting.
things. I was like, oh yeah, it's been a long day. I was at Legoland yesterday.
You really?
Yeah, I was really. So I'm a little bit like, okay. All right, let's go on to the next couple in the junior category. And I just want to mention, to go back on Rudy, that was upper team, just so everyone knows the categories. But in the junior category, Daniel Novikov and Mishella Vishnevsky, I believe that is. And these two, wait to hear their credentials, because they are incredible. They're 10 years old. Not only are they 12 times U.S. national champions, they're the World Latin WDC champs. And this year, they won the Latin under 12 division at Blackpool. The biggie. Yeah. The biggie.
Wild.
Yeah. So they're incredible. And you guys should keep your eyes on Daniel. He might be appearing later on somewhere on TV before the end of 2018. There's a lot of kid dance shows, but you just remember the name, Daniel Novikov. Okay. Remember that one. Remember it. Okay, so let's talk about their jive.
Oh, it was absolutely stunning. And it's really interesting. I notice a lot of times when there's the partner couples that usually your eyes draw to the girl. But in this particular instance, man, is he a show stealer. I don't even think no offense to lovely Mishella, I think she says her name, but he has just got the performance quality over anybody I've ever seen at that age. He is absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh, I just think he's amazing.
Baby Derek Hough.
Baby Derek Hough.
Do you think a big part of that was because they highlighted him so much before?
Yeah,
if they didn't do that?
No,
Okay.
I totally see what you mean there.
Yeah.
But no, I just could not take my eyes off him in the entire thing.
Yeah.
And that's not usually the case for me.
yeah.
I usually drawn to the
He's
girls.
the superstar. That's why I said just watch him. Follow him
Yeah.
on Instagram. That's what I'm saying. Just letting you know. It's a little tip.
And you feel so unaccomplished in life. Like when I was 10 years old and I'm dancing constantly a number of times a week, I was nowhere near that good.
Oh, yeah, they're so talented, and she was so mature. Like how she moved and just looked up and down at the judges. I was like, okay, shoot, girl,
She's got it.
yeah,
Period.
but yeah, super talented. But if we're going back to the scores and how Neo scored them, the same that he scored Embodiment, and I was like.
Yeah, except the only thing that I have to say on something like that, I wish we knew the breakdown, and we go back to this every week. We don't know where he scored them high and low because there's 5 categories. So if we knew that it matched up exactly in like creativity and performance and technique, I would be like, okay, well that's wrong. But it's so hard. It's so hard to say because we're in the dark about
That's
this.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But we did talk about the height. It's so funny. I go, she's just about too tall for him. And then literally Derek's like, oh, buddy, it's going to happen. And you saw that she wore a very low heel, ballroom heel. So they're just trying to keep them as close as possible. But, they handled it very well. And that's, that's all you can do at that point because boys just mature later than girls.
It'll happen. Like you said, it'll happen.
You will grow, buddy.
Hang in there, buddy.
You're fine. So the scores on that were 80, 87, 81. So see, and that's when I go, okay, well, Derek and Neo were pretty close. And Derek, again, of course, would be the expert on the jive there. And then...
Did you notice the look that he gave J-Lo when her score came up? He was like, wow.
That was a little high, sister.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
But you know what? What I do love is that even if they disagree, there's not a lot of fighting. Because again, dance is subjective, and maybe there was something about it that moved her more than it moved Derek.
Absolutely.
And Derek's looking at it from a technical aspect,
Exactly.
because this is his specialty. So I think that is something that is really important. And other things that are really important are things that we have going on here.
Absolutely, totally, yeah. So hey, we just want to tell you a little bit about how you can get involved more, guys. So here at the network, as you probably already know, we produce after shows for literally all of your favorite shows, and from dramas, reality, we've got sci-fi, and so much more as well. So there is no network that works harder to serve more television fans than AfterBuzz.
That's right.
So, but now we need actually your help. So we're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Magic word being subscribe. Yeah. So besides helping us a ton, here is what is in it for you. It caters specific content that you already like directly to you. Easy as. It brings you your favorite after shows so you don't have to seek them out. So easy. And it suggests content from other channels or podcasts that might be of interest. So that's quite
Like
helpful.
to the point on Popcorn Talk.
Just like that. Very to the point. So subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover new shows we're sure you'll love. So since you're already tuned into this fabulous reality genre with World of Dance, we've also got So You Think You Can Dance, we've got MasterChef and things like that if you like some cooking, Amazing Race, all those reality shows that you might be interested in. So, and remember, we have channels for other genres too. So please don't be shy about subscribing to them either. So, and if you're worried about the pesky notifications, please don't, because they're optional, which is always a good thing, right?
Very helpful.
So it's super easy. Hit that subscribe button now for an even easier AfterBuzz experience. And if you let us know that you did in the comments, we'll shout you out on the air. And by all means, while we're doing the show tonight, let us know what you're thinking and we will definitely shout you out. So thanks for being the best of fans. We continue to promise to serve you and give you the best shows in the world.
That was lovely.
at
Thanks.
AfterBuzz.
Thank you so much.
We're so kind.
No, that was a nice read. I appreciate that. We're going to go into Marissa and the Heartbreakers next. And upper team division on this one. Okay, now Marissa is pretty well known in this community out here. She teaches a heels class at Playground LA, which is one of the hottest dance studios out here. Of course, she was on Star Search at the age of 9. So she's no stranger, but she's 24 now. And what I think is really interesting is that she did a dance film. I've not seen this one. It's called Breaking Through. Les Twins were in it. Robert Roldan from So You Think You Can Dance, and Lindsay Sterling, the incredible violinist.
When was this?
It was in 2015. So why have we not seen this?
I don't know.
Has anyone seen us? Let us know.
Is it good?
I know we want to know if it's good. I'm going to watch it anyway. If it's on Netflix, I'm there, or Amazon. We're good. But also, this is kind of an interesting note. She was a backup dancer, of course, for Kanye West on his Yeezus and Dark Fantasy tours. But she was also one of the nicest kids in town on Hairspray Live. So, by the way, she knows Derek Hough.
Recognize her.
She knows, which was not mentioned. Of course, J-Lo said, "Didn't you audition for my tour?" But Derek also has a Heels to her. Because he played Corny Collins on Hairspray Live.
Fabulous. I loved that.
It was a great
so
show.
much.
All right. Heels, heels, heels. You guys had
yes,
major
yes.
reactions to this, both of you.
Yeah. Oh, totally. But just firstly, before we do that, just thinking Hairspray Live, she was on the Corny Collins show. She was one of the dancers. I
Yep,
can see
the
her.
nicest kids
Yeah.
in town. Yep.
Shelley. Okay. Sorry. So yeah. Wow. Hot. Amazing.
Yes.
Hilarious juxtaposition having them come out after 10-year-olds.
Right?
Yes.
But yeah, I love the girl power. It was just hot and sexy, and Derek was obviously like, I'm happy they're here. He was having a good
Nice
time.
outfits.
But also just, it's a nice, as they mentioned, they'd never had something like this, the heels with the girls on before. And
Yes.
it was a nice change because there are many heels classes happening around
Brian
LA.
Friedman is probably
Yeah.
one of the king
Yeah,
of heels.
absolutely.
King of heels.
King of heels. And dancing in heels is not easy. And when it's
Mm-hmm.
done well, it's very sophisticated and sexy and hot. And I think it would actually draw in a different demographic to the show as well.
Oh, for
Men,
sure.
maybe.
Yes, and I thought it was a nice, besides the juxtaposition between the 10-year-olds, but I think showing an all-male collective tonight and
Yes.
the all-female
What
heels.
about the
Yes.
It was actually
Oh
a
my
really
gosh,
nice balance.
I want to see that so badly.
I was happy that they did that.
Yeah, but
I love it.
okay.
Yeah, well, and just I can't even walk in heels in the first place. So seeing them do, and I've watched her on Instagram and stuff before, and just when she talked about how it's about like confidence and empowerment in women, because I think it's easy to watch those videos and think, okay, that's pretty scandalous, dancing in heels.
Yeah.
But really, it's just about loving your body and loving the skin you're in, and I just love that they're representing that.
And I think
So-
sometimes sexy gets dismissed as
Smutty.
smutty. Exactly, that's a good word. It's a good
yeah,
word for it. It's true though, and it's not, especially the way it was presented to them.
classy.
I do agree with the note that they could probably do more, and they're capable of
Yeah.
more. But it was a great way to just go. We're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the catwalk was a little bit of a waste of time. I mean, it was nice to see them, but there was no dancing involved in it.
Right. And you're wasting precious time because
Right.
they don't have that much time out there on the
Yeah.
stage.
But I'm so excited to see more from them because
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was
really
refreshing.
great.
I think we've seen a lot of hip hop and we've seen a lot of contemporary. And when something comes in, you're like, bam, here we go.
And they can do so much with
Sass.
costumes and
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
can.
Really
I
good.
like that
Good.
idea. I know
Yes,
I
they
do.
can.
It's like, and different body types, and
Yeah.
that's
it would be even cooler. I know they can't, but it would be so much cooler if they could even add more women. Like, how the Embodiment had a
13.
huge
Yeah.
cast, like even some more, like just
Right.
that power.
It's an army of women.
Yeah, I like it. An army of
killing
women.
it.
formation. Hello, Beyonce
Yes.
does it really well.
Who runs the world? Girls.
Yep.
True story.
83, 86, 82. So I would say pretty close on the judges with that,
Yeah.
but obviously J-Lo had a more of an emotional connection with this as
Yeah, she
a
liked it.
lady herself. So 83.7, of course, they are going on to the duel as well, which I think we're all happy about. This one I really enjoyed. Madison Brown in the junior category. Girl is only 12. She's now 13 just because, remember, the show was pre-taped. But she is a part of the American Ballet Theater National Training Scholar for the last 2 years. Not a surprise. Also the New York City Dance Alliance National Outstanding Dancer in 2015, and she's the current reigning champion on that. She comes out of Boca Raton at Lentz Dance Company. And I was really impressed with what she had to offer on the stage because, again, we've seen a lot of contemporary. I need something different. And I felt like there was an emotional connection that we hadn't seen before.
What is her legs? Oh my gosh. Legs for days. Like she was insane. So
she
good.
was so beautiful and so good and so strong. And I absolutely agree with the judges where we often say, oh, you're only 12, but she honestly looks about 16 or 17. I think it's her height obviously helps as well. But just for me, just her presentation, the way she was groomed. I mean, I know we see amazing costumes and dances, but she just, with those beautiful earrings and the hair and that stunning orange outfit, she presented herself well. She had a presence, she had a confidence, and she's absolutely amazing. I think she could potentially win this. Like I've started.
You start her and go,
time.
watch. And even if even if she doesn't win, you're kind of like, watch what happens next to this girl. I think too that you see a junior dancer and you think that's a junior dancer because they still dance very up. They don't have that rounded.
Oh, she had the power in this.
And don't you feel like you could see? I'd be like, I could see her in Alvin Ailey, but at the same time, I could see her. She loves ballet, so I could see her like as the you don't want to be the next Misty Copeland, you want to be the next Madison Brown, of course. But at ABT because that's her dream company. But then I was like, then I could see her like doing something like Complexions. I could see her dancing with Beyonce. Like, there's so many things that I could see her doing because I think her style is very versatile.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. But what about her background as well? Oh my gosh, so sad about how she moved around and she's very open about it. I had no friends. I literally had no friends. I can't imagine that as a young kid. Like, and I know
a lot
it's
of army
common.
kids.
Absolutely. But to be ripped away, and then obviously, as you guys all know at home, if you dancers, like your dance friends are so precious as well. But she had to be ripped away from those, and I'm just surprised she was able to pull herself together to get her training to where it is in that short amount of time.
Yeah.
That's called a natural gift, don't you think? So, you know what I mean? Some people just have that, and I didn't have it. I had to work really hard at my technique.
But still, I mean, she's worked obviously to get that good, hasn't she?
Yes.
But maybe because she hasn't had friends and off doing that kind of stuff, she's been able to focus all
dancing.
on the dance.
Yeah. But then it's cool moving around and being able to try all these different styles and take from all these different teachers, like who knows, and just that community aspect is just cool. That she had.
Her mom seems pretty committed too. I wonder if she just found like the best dance studio in town. Like, you're gonna get some good training, even if we're only here for a year or two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you got to do what you got to do,
right?
Especially you want the best for your kids.
Of
course.
Definitely.
I just love their color scheme too. The mum with the bright poppy pink and the beautiful orange, just very Kate Spade.
Yes. Oh, I know. That's good. Yeah, no, but Kate Spade is happy though. The brand is happy.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
84, 88, 89, total of 87. I don't think anyone, would have a disagreement on that.
No.
Even more.
whatsoever.
I would have probably gone even a little higher.
Right.
I would too.
Yeah.
And it was funny because last week I felt like we had a lot of elevated scores that didn't necessarily feel like it needed to be there.
And this week they've done the reverse.
Yeah, and again, they've chopped it all up, so we don't know what how this all played out. But it feels weird sometimes. You're like, okay, now we're a little bit lower, now we're a little bit higher. So, good thing to remind you guys too. If you are listening to us as a podcast on iTunes, we so appreciate that. Just a reminder to rate, subscribe, and comment because that boosts up our visibility. And we're still a young show because this is only season 2. We're still building up our audience for it, of course. We appreciate 5 stars on that. We do.
6 if you can.
Yes, I wish we could do 6, but I'm not going to lie. 5 stars just really helps. Subscribe, and that way it'll pop right in there, and you'll have it ready for you. If you can't, listen to us on Tuesday, catch up with us on Wednesday.
Yeah, so easy.
On your commute to work.
Easy. It's so good. All right, let's continue on because we are going to run out of time because this hour always goes by so quickly, and we're going right into Fresh. Fresh, they are Canadians. They are out of Vancouver, and the studio is Fresh Groove Productions. I kind of dig that instead of like Fresh Groove Dance Center or whatever. It's like
Right.
Fresh Groove Productions. And what I liked about this, it was a mixed crew. I'm finding that I love having men and women together in a dance crew.
Always.
For hip hop.
Absolutely.
Well, and that there was one girl, but she wasn't the focus. Like she wasn't in this, because usually when there's just one boy or one girl in the dance, it's like they're the main one.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool how she was like mixed in, and you didn't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's
Same
like
outfit.
we're all
Yeah.
equal here. This
Yeah.
is it. No one's the star of this crew right now.
I loved it.
What I just loved about them is I think they just had the best choice of music.
Oh, yeah.
And it just amped up the routine. And I mean, it's like anything. If it's something is a more of a slow piece, it's a little bit more mundane, even if it's good technically. But just the excitement and the energy in in the performance was just awesome. I think.
Yeah.
Tops to whoever choreographed it and chose the
Right.
music for that one.
And they are a junior crew. And just reminding you guys, if a junior, they're in the junior category, not junior team, because it's 4 people or under for junior, just as a refresher on that. It's been a few weeks since we talked about categories. So they are very young too. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they do next because they were really kind of harping on the performance level of that. They didn't like the facials.
Yeah.
Uh,
But there were, but I don't know. But I felt like that was a choice.
Right.
Well, it definitely was because I appreciated at the end he spoke up to them when they made that point. He said, we're just giving you a taste for us. You just
Yeah.
wait for next time. We're going to bring
Right.
Because I don't think everything needs to be like ha ha
No.
ho, ho, ho. Like seriously
Yeah.
though. But you go to dance competitions sometimes and the facials are like
share not show,
little-
people.
a little
Share
much.
not show.
yes. And so I kind of appreciated that. It was
Yeah.
like we're in it.
Yeah.
Right.
It worked for me, I think, because of that difference.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
They were just so hype. Like I don't think anyone matched their energy because their energy was on another level.
music, eh?
And I think that's why we all reacted the way we did. We were just like, whoa, what?
What is
this?
this?
Is refreshing. So I think I'm locking in that they're my favorite as of now. They're my favorite crew as of now.
Okay.
For sure. I'm
Interesting.
gonna put
Nice.
that out
Canada.
there. Yeah,
Throw
yeah,
it out there.
Exactly.
83, 84, 85. So all the judges pretty much agree that lands smack in the middle to 84. And of course, they're on their way to the duel, which I think we're all good with that too.
Heck yeah.
Now is where I have an issue. We come to Silver Beat. And guys, we need to talk about this. Okay, first of all, this is the first time we've seen Afro dance on this show, which I think is super important. It's choreographed by Sherry Silver. Sherry Silver, I hope, rings a bell for many of you because she is the one that choreographed This Is America for Childish Gambino, which was a history of dance, specifically, African American dance. And a very important piece. If you guys haven't watched the video, go back and watch it. And then there's a bunch of articles that actually break down all the types of dances. Super important to also know that because they kind of go hand in hand. And Sherry's done a couple of really great interviews about it. I kind of feel a little weird about this because I feel like, the judges now watch this and go, wow, look at what Sherry Silver did like 2 months after she taped this. And I'm going to say this because we don't see enough Afro dance in this country on commercial dance TV shows.
Nothing, do we?
How hard would it have been to give them an 80 and shove them into the next round? Because I think it's really important for this to have a platform.
Yeah, and I think it's important for diversity too, but maybe that wasn't the best Afro dance performance. Like I feel like I've seen better. Like they were great. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I was loving it, but I don't think it could compete with the other people at this point, in my opinion.
Yep.
But-
I've been to Africa and South Africa a couple of times and been in dance studios and had this kind of stuff performed. And the energy in it natively in their hometown is way more intense than this one was, and I was actually thoroughly disappointed. I didn't enjoy the choreo at all for this. We've got South Africans on my dance tours here in LA right now, and we just saw the gumboot dance and all that sort of stuff. It's hooting and hollering usually. I don't know if they weren't allowed to do it on this particular stuff.
A good question. That would be a really good question to
That
find out
really
behind the scenes.
adds to it. But I actually was bored. I didn't enjoy that performance, and I totally agree that it would be fantastic to have that platform for all different cultures, particularly this one, because there are so many amazing moves that most Americans have never seen before, but not this particular piece.
Maybe it wasn't the best choice because we obviously know that she can choreograph like amazing things.
What is going on?
And we don't, Sean Cheeseman does some Afro jazz for So You Think You Can Dance. Camille Brown is doing incredible work Once on This Island on Broadway. And, she brought some flavors of that to Jesus Christ Superstar Live. Chuck Davis, who passed away last year, year. If you guys have not seen Chuck Davis's work, go and YouTube it. But he was at American Dance Festival for years down at Duke University. I've taken his class. I don't do it well, but gosh, it is so much. I just don't.
fun,
It's
but
hard.
it is it's
so
hard, but it is 1 hour of your life that you will. It's so joyous.
Oh, yeah.
And he was such an incredible teacher. So there's a lot of representation. I just feel like we're not getting it on TV. I kind of feel like we've pushed through a couple acts too in other qualifier weeks that I'm like, okay, that I just feel like we could have made this happen.
Yeah.
Like I think
I don't know.
the dancers were worthy of moving forward, but I just think that particular piece,
Yeah.
something
Wasn't.
missing in
I
it.
would
Yeah,
love to talk to
totally
Sherry
agree.
and just find out, because usually people come armed with 3 or 4 dances, and why she selected this one, or was she pushed by producers? Because
Yeah.
sometimes they're encouraged, like, do this one, and then
right.
instinctively they're like, we should have gone with our other one. Yeah.
I also think the costuming, I've seen way better costuming for those kind of performances for the African stuff. It was quite plain, boring colors.
Yes, and again, did they bring it or were they wardrobe? Because there's a little bit of both going on in the show too. Like they ask you to bring some stuff, but there also is a huge team. So
Oh, I hope that it was their own
you know what? I'm
choices.
gonna try and I'm gonna
Find out?
I'm gonna find out from
Yeah.
Sherry. I'm gonna just tweet Sherry tomorrow or something. Sherry, expect a call from me. I'm gonna do it because it is kind of interesting. And those scores were 80, 77, and 79. So of course at 78.7.
Again,
that didn't.
Neo just sitting on the fence there,
Yeah.
just not prepared to make a decision.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll let J-Lo figure it out.
yeah, like they have to deal with that.
Well, and they had such a good message, and because what you say, secret to living is giving. I was like, are you kidding me?
And Rwanda has been through it. If you guys don't know about the Rwandan genocide, it's brutal and it's ugly. And if you want if you're not going to go and research it and read articles, Hotel Rwanda with Don Cheadle is probably one of the best films that you can at least grasp sort of what it's about. It's an incredible movie. It's incredibly difficult to watch, but very powerful. So I think it was back in 2004 or 5 that movie came out. So
Yeah, that was a while ago.
it's a good one. Good one to watch.
What she's doing is amazing. Good on her.
Yeah,
I'm just like, oh, okay. Royal Flux, though. We're going to end on Royal Flux, of course, because Jackie Royal is one of my favorite choreographers out there. I'm not going to lie. I think she's one of the most exciting choreographers in the industry right now. And I said this last week because I had Audrey Case and Will Thomas, who were in the group. Audrey Case, of course, is the one with the fractured foot. They were on To The Point last week. They talked a lot about it, so go and catch up on it if you haven't seen it. But I feel like Jackie Royal is here on choreographers, and she's about ready to jump to the next level, but she hasn't yet. And I'm like, she's
gonna happen.
so
Yeah.
good. Royal Flux did go out last year in the duels up against Super Crew. So just so you guys remember how that all played out.
Okay.
So can we talk about injury in dancers for a second?
Do it.
Yeah.
Let's do
it.
this. So obviously she fractured her foot in rehearsal, which happens,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I'm just interested to see what you guys both thought about whether her decision to go on was correct. Because we've got a few things balancing. We've got
Right.
the team and letting the team down, and not wanting to feel guilty for not getting them through. And then on the other side, it's like, is this a good message to be pushing through injuries?
Right.
I danced with the fracture, so I.
You do?
Yeah, and there was nothing. I did, yeah, in especially my senior year of high school, and I just didn't care because it was my senior year of high school, and I think that nobody could stop. My parents could not stop me. My dance teacher could not stop. Nobody could stop me.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I see it happen often. Like
Yeah.
dancers
Yeah.
are injured and the show must go on, right? Like you've just got to get on
Right.
with it. But it's also scary because when sometimes you do that and you actually hurt it worse and then you're
Right.
out for a very long time. I've seen that happen as well.
Definitely.
So on a national television show like this, where we're saying, just do it, kids. I don't care. What is that saying
Yeah.
to dance teachers and peers everywhere?
Yeah,
I
yeah. I mean, there's not much you can do
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, it's not a great message, but at the same time, dancers dance with so much pain and hide injuries all the time.
Right.
We do, don't we?
Yes, as do Olympians, like gymnasts, go with broken bones to
It's
the
true.
Olympics, and they've just asked Michaela Maroney in 2012. She had a broken foot and just was like, let me show you how I vault.
Yeah.
That's right. Gosh, I remember that. It's like when you're going on as well. It's all smiles, like no one would know. Blah blah blah.
Adrenaline.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, like bawling. Like it's amazing what we can do when
Right.
we're committed, isn't it?
When I
It's
think at the
incredible.
end of the day, if she would have looked back and been like, I should have just done it. I should have done the dance. Like that would have been worse. Living with that,
true.
you know.
The what ifs we
To
were
her.
talking about with Eva
The what-
Igo. Do you?
The what if? Yeah, that'll get you. So I think, and she knows she knows how her foot really felt and where she was at, you know? So maybe she was like,
I was like
could.
literally watching like the feet during the performance to see her at the back when she's kind of like limping a little bit, and then the times when she actually had to like.
They came out on
land.
piggyback. It
Yeah.
was really smart. She didn't have to walk through that tunnel.
Yes,
They're like,
that's the best.
super smart.
Yeah.
Thanks, gentlemen. We appreciate
And
it.
it also puts the focus onto, what's going on here?
Yes.
Judges.
And besides, you guys might have also recognized Melise Miller. She was from season 10 of So You Think You Can Dance in the group as well.
So many cross.
So many. I know. It's just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
This was a wild, weird score. 82, 91, 88. So 87 was our score. Yeah. I thought Neo, he was like, you could have been cleaner. And I didn't feel like it was that messy. I felt like, yeah, there was a little bit of adjustment because of her foot injury, but I didn't feel like it was like,
Right. They had
No.
thrashier moves, but I think that's part of the style.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe he interpreted that as messy
I just
looking.
think he was a bit not on point that night. I think he was
shower
chilling
that
out.
night. I don't
Did he have
know.
a fight with someone prior?
I don't know. I love Royal Flux.
Maybe he didn't get dinner.
It's beautiful.
Who knows?
He didn't. Craft Services did not feed him.
They're to blame.
Quick little update from last week. You and I had talked about this, and we talked about it at length because she challenged me a little bit. And she was like, "What are you talking about with tap?" And we went in about season 1 and season 2.
Yes.
Well, let me just find it, and I want to thank Audrey.
No, never to argue with.
No, it's good though. No, and this is fascinating how this case. So Audrey Opoku pointed this out to me. She sent me a nice big DM today. But she was like, it's so interesting because the next day I did write an article saying, has World of Dance figured out tap yet? You know, just saying like, this is what happened season 1. Here's what happened season 2. Derek today was on E! News on the Daily Pop, and he was asked what style he dreaded, and he answered, not that I dread it, but tap for some reason is a really hard art form that I respect tremendously. Sometimes it doesn't translate well aesthetically when watching it. So just talking a lot about what we talked about, like here's an amazing tap dancer with a complex routine. What is it looking like on the camera? What is it looking like to the judges?
It's just because the focus is so much on the feet, isn't it? And unless you are such a performer that you can do the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the answer is correct. The show hasn't figured it out. They'll figure it out. They haven't figured. Maybe they need to give them more props or something, like a platform or I don't know.
But it's like, truly, where else apart from these shows do you ever generally have tap competing with another discipline? I mean, in all the competitions you go around, well, all the ones I go to, it's in different categories, and tappers are with tap.
So you think,
it's
you
tough.
think doesn't make a non-tapper do tap dance or anything like that. You know, they do their solo in tap, but that's it.
That's
Right.
it.
Do you think if it was a group, like a tap group, do you think
They
that
are
would be
coming.
a little more?
They are coming. There's a tap group coming.
So that would be more entertaining, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the solo tapper.
is.
That's a little hard to
Solo
stay.
and feet.
Yeah.
But what if like
Yeah, exactly.
Savion Glover came? Like, would we be like, I don't know? Because I mean, I've watched him tap, and it's really pretty darn impressive. But is it just that he's so next level that
Right.
yeah?
That's it.
Jeez, I know. So a couple things that I just wanted to mention really quick, news-wise. Yes, I love the news. Just a great reminder, next week is a holiday, so there will be a repeat of World of Dance, so we will not be here.
Aw.
No, but we'll be back the following week, of course. And a reminder that August 1st starts the duels, and we'll be
Yay.
moving to Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays.
Yes. Also, I'll have the article about Rudy on Dance Network on tomorrow, Wednesday, and then on Thursday, I've got an interview with Eva Igo. Do you believe that?
Does
Oh
everyone
my God.
else want her live?
No, someone,
Like, what?
I got a little. Someone slid into my DMs and they're like, "Eva's slipping into LA for like 24 hours. Do you want to come and see her?" And I was like, "Yes, I will." So I went and met her, and spent like a little bit of time. She's very
she
sweet.
is sweet as she seems on TV.
This is the second time I've interviewed her, so
Okay.
she is a lot taller than me. When I saw her in November, she was probably right about my height. She's 5'5" now, so she's
Really?
grown a
Wow.
lot. She was in town heading to Anaheim for VidCon. They did World of Dance did a huge presentation
Oh,
over there
cool.
and dance and everything. That whole dance performance that night. So, but also got her perspective, things that we had talked about, like the what ifs and things like that. So that's coming up on Thursday. You guys can look forward to that.
We love you.
I love you guys. I know.
Great.
I'm trying, but when someone slides into your DMs and they're like, "Do you have time to meet with Eva?" I'm like, "Yeah,
I'll make time. Hello.
I will fight at the time.
no,
right?
I've got to paint my nails.
I know,
Yeah.
and I think I posted on Instagram. I'm like, casual Thursday morning. Just Eva Igo. I don't even need to
Big
say
deal.
it's Eva because everyone, she is the number one person that everyone asks me about.
yeah.
They're like, I love that Eva Igo, and I told her, I'm like, your name is one word, Eva Igo. Don't ever change it.
Right?
Well, I'm wondering about this Addison Brown like coming through. Like, she could be the new Eva.
You know, you never know.
It's true.
You never know.
But Eva's still there, so she might knock her out of the ring.
And there's
you
a
know?
there's a
Those
lot
two
of
together
yeah.
would be.
You've got
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
and Casey in the junior category. You've
There's a
got
lot.
Charity and
So
Andre.
Yeah.
It's a tough category.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
It's actually,
good.
it's actually a benefit to actually be older for once in a
Right?
dance
I
competition.
know. Yeah, you're like, this is the year I want to be 18 or over,
Yeah,
please.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's not like a waste category where you're like, oh, those juniors.
juniors.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They're the
Don't
ones
worry
to
about
watch.
them. Yeah. I was like I said, it's a good time to be a junior dancer. So many TV shows and opportunities.
Definitely.
It's amazing.
Not what we had, darling.
No.
Back in the day.
No, it's like go out of here with my like cane and my walker.
Awesome.
So good. Any final thoughts on this week at all?
No, just that I'm just constantly smiling, permanent smile on my face because I could just sit here and watch this stuff every day, all day, forever.
Yeah.
I just love
Always
it.
good.
So good.
Well, Shannon, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
This
much.
is going to
I'm
be
so
a fun
excited.
season. And
Yeah,
you guys,
this is
Teague will
awesome.
be back. We did not get rid of her or anything else. She's just been traveling the last 2
Yeah.
weeks. We miss her. She will be back when we all return after the 4th of July holiday.
Yes.
All right, Kim, tell us where everyone can find you.
Absolutely. So everyone, you can find me on all my social media at Kim Davey Live because that's what I like to do, be live.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram, Shanakin_Skywalker.
Oh, Skywalker.
Shanakin Skywalker.
Wow.
Look out.
Star Wars
Look
fan.
out.
I love it. And of course, I'm at Kristyn Burtt on Twitter, the Kristyn Burtt on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, today's interview, by the way, was Katarina Fedosova. She's Derek Hough's lead dancer. It's gotten a lot of scoop on his solo tour. So don't miss out on that. Be sure to check it out on Popcorn Talk. We'll see you guys all in 2 weeks here at AfterBuzz
Happy
TV.
4th of July.
Yeah.
Man, early.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.